Now, letter E is going to be a little bit different because now my factors are going to be a little bit more complicated yet. Notice that these factors have addition symbols inside them. So I need to find the least common factor of these polynomials. But now my individual factors are going to be expressions. 3x plus 5 can be a factor if I'm multiplying 3x plus 5 times something. I can't really factor anything out of 3x plus 5. 3x is just 3 and x. 5 is just 5. Like it doesn't have any, they are prime already. 3 and 5 are prime numbers. And they don't have any prime numbers in common with each other. So 3x plus 5 and then 2x plus 7, I can't factor anything out of this. So the least common multiple of 3x plus 5 and 2x minus 7 is just 3x plus 5 times 2x minus 7. If you multiply the numbers together, the expressions together, that is the least common multiple. Okay? Letter F is a good one for making sense of this on a little bit of a deeper level. Now, if I look at 15c squared in its expanded form, I'm going to notice that in expanded form, 15c squared is 3 times 5, 3 times 5 times c times c. And then 3c squared is 3 times c times c. Now, do you remember this thing we did where we found, so when we're finding the greatest common factor, we found terms that were the same in both, not just whatever terms appear in both. That's a difference between the greatest common factor and the least common multiple. Now, I noticed that there's a 3 and a c in both of my expressions. So what am I going to do with that information? Well, I am going to liberate remember, I'm working on just this first term. I'm going to take 3c and factor it out. Hey, I just noticed I accidentally put another c in my second term that wasn't supposed to be there because it was just 3c, not 3c squared. Okay, so what do I have left in my first term? 5c. What was the sign that was used in the expression? It was a minus sign, so I need to include a minus sign. And then what do I have left in my second expression? I used both of the numbers to factor out, so all I'm left with is 1. I have to put a 1 there as a placeholder. So this becomes 3c times 5c minus 1. What does this one become? Okay, let's see. I could do this the same way. I could take 35c and note that 35 is 5 times 7. That's a prime factorization of 35 times c. And then the other number is 7. And what do they have in common? The number 7. So this one is going to factor to, let's see, I'm pulling out and let me just figure this out. I'm pulling out a 5c here. No, I'm pulling out a 7. What am I doing? I'm pulling out a 7. It's going to be 7 times 5c minus in between, right? That's what it was in the problem. And then I'm pulling out a 7, so minus 1. What are my factors between these two numbers here? Well, if I look at my list of factors, I have 3. I have c. I have 5c minus 1 as a factor. So this is 3 times c times 5c minus 1. This one's 7 times 5c minus 1. So I have a 3 as a factor, a c as a factor, a 5c minus 1 as a factor, and then there's a 7. I'm just going to put because there's a 7 as a factor in the second one. I'm going to list it right here. Now I need to identify which ones are used the most in each term. 3 is used once, 7 is used once, c is used once, 5c minus 1 is used once in the first term and once in the second term, but it's also just used one time as the most for any individual term. Okay, so I'm just going to multiply this back together. It becomes 21. We could just leave it in this form, but let's see. Yeah, we'll do that. 21c times 5c minus 1. I could distribute the c, so it could become 5c squared minus c. Let's just do that. So 21 times 5 is going to be 1. I got to distribute the 21 and the c to each of these terms. So it's going to be 105c squared. And then minus 21c. This is a fine answer. This will be an acceptable answer. You don't have to do that extra step, but I'm just showing you, like if I found if I went back to this, I would find that this number is divisible both by 15c squared minus 3c and 35c minus 7. Okay, letter G. Find the least common multiple of these two terms. And this is just exactly what we've been doing. I'm noticing that 8f squared is going to factor out of both of these. So I'm just going to pull out an 8f squared out front. And it's going to become 8f squared times f to the third left over in the first term that didn't factor out, minus, and then 3 is in my second term. Okay, the next term is going to, and oh, by the way, I'm just going to do this. 8 is 2 times 2 times 2. I'm just going to write that out right away. And then I know that, I'm just going to do this the right way. F times F, right? F squared is F times F. Let's do that with the second term. 18F cubed minus 54F to the fourth. Well, I can take an 18F out of both of these terms. 18F cubed. Look, 18F cubed, okay? And then if I pulled that out of the first term, I only have 1 there, right? Minus, and then if I take that out of the second term, let's see, 18 times 3 is 54, so there has to be a 3 there. And then when I pulled out an f cubed, I have an f left here, so it's 1 minus 3f. Okay. By the way, 18, if I break that down, becomes 2 times 9, 2 times 3 times 3. F cubed becomes f times f times f. Then I have 1 minus 3f. Okay, so what are my factors? Well, I have a 2, I have a 3, I have an f, I have an f cubed minus 3. I'm just going to copy and paste that. And I have a 1 minus 3f. Okay, those are all my factors. What is the most number of times 2 appears in any one of these? 1, 2, 3. It appears 3 times in the first one, 2 times 2 times 2. Most number of times a 3 appears is 2. So I need to add a 3 there. Most number of times f appears is 3 in the second one. F times f. Notice I had to factor in order to figure that out. And then f cubed minus 3 only appears once. 1 minus 3f only appears once. This is my least common multiple. I'm going to combine the first numbers together. 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. Times 3 is 24. 24 times 3 is 72. So that becomes 72 f cubed times f cubed minus 3. I can't do anything with that. I can't simplify that. I could distribute these in, but I'm not going to worry about it. And then 1 minus 3f. That is how we do this. Okay, letter H. Here we go. This is for all the marbles. This is the hardest problem in the assignment. Letter H. So for this one, every 24th backpack produced has a green stripe. Every 60th backpack produced has a big yellow dot, and every 36 backpack produced has a blue diamond. How many backpacks have been produced when a backpack has a green stripe, a big yellow dot, and a blue diamond all together? In other words, what's the least common multiple of 24, 60, and 36? I lied. This is not the hardest problem. 24, we're going to do 24 first, breaks down to 2 times 12. 12 breaks down to 3 times 4. Okay, next. 60 breaks down to 2 times 30. 30 breaks down to 2 times 15. 15 breaks down to 3 times 5. And then last we have 36 breaks down to 2 times 18. 18 breaks down to 2 times 9. 9 is 3 times 3. All right, now, what are my factors? I'm going to just list them over here. I have a 2, I have a 3, I have a 4, I have a 5. How many 2's do I have? Well, let's take a look. One in the first term, 2 in the second, 2 in the third. So I need to include 2 twice because there's 2 in some of my terms. How many 3's do I have per term? One, one. There's 2 in the third term, so I have to include 3 twice. 4 only appears once in the first term, and then 5 only appears once in the second term. So this is my least common multiple. I put it back together. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 times 3 is 36. 36 times 4 is a lot more complicated, so let's just do that. 36 times 4 times 5. 36 times 4 times 5 will give me my answer, 720. So the 720th backpack produced is going to have all 3 symbols on it. That's our answer. All right, that's how you do least common multiple. You're ready to do numbers 1 through 30 for next time.